All right, let's get the schedule up here.
All right, let's just bring it up. There it is. There's a schedule, guys. There's a schedule. All right, we'll run through it real quick. You want to run through it? Let me run through it. You do the Panthers one. All right. So we start out with the Jets, and then Buffalo. Wait, we got another donation here. Let me bring this off screen for a second because I gotta read the support from the people. Congratulations to two of the most genuine brothers out there. Next up, Ring Kings 1K. Oh, we're gonna get to Ring Kings. Yes.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. Yes. All right. So, all right. Week 1 is the Jets. Week 2 is the Dolphins. 3 is the New England Patriots. 4, we got Buffalo Bills. Week 5, Bengals. Week 6, the New York Football Giants. Shout out to Ferris and OTR Brandon, who are both Giants fans. All right. Week 7, we got the Browns. Week 8, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week 9, New Orleans Saints. Week 10, we're on a bye. Week 11, fight. We are playing the Panthers. Week 12, we got the Jags. Week 13, Broncos. Week 14, we got Shug's Steelers. Yes. Week 15, we got the Browns. 16, Falcons. 17, and we finish out with the Steelers and the Bengals to finish out the season. So, what are your takes? Let's start with the other Ravens fan on the panel. OTR Mike, what's your take on this, man? Like, how do you feel about this schedule? You liking it? You feel a little nervous? You think it's solid? What you think?
You know what? I think it's I mean, look, divisional games are always going to be tough. Outside of that, it's a very, very winnable schedule.
Yeah.
Right? I think we can if we on our game, we can win in this schedule, right? What I think is interesting though is that we don't play the Steelers until the end of the year. That's weird. Like week 14 and then week 17, I think that's crazy with the whoever came up with these scheduling. But
I think the NFL is trying to make more of the divisional games towards the end of the year now to so people don't take time off, right? They don't have it all wrapped up because you got to play your division still. So that's the point.
Yeah, that's true. But other than that, man, Buffalo obviously is a team that can be scary. We got them early, and are they coming to us or are we going?
That is home.
That's home. Okay. So we got Buffalo at home. That's one I would keep an eye on. Of course, going to Tampa. That can be a tough game, and it's always tough to. And that back will be versus the Saints. So you got Tampa and the Saints back to back. So I think God watch out for that stretch. But other than that, man, there's nobody that really scares me on here.
Look. Oh, and shout out to Shug with another donation. Shug says, I already see 2 losses to the Steelers and calling it now. Panthers beat the Ravens. Man, right, look, I expect nothing less from a Steelers fan. Luka about to go off in the playoffs, but Golden State in 7 and Celtics in 7. Okay. Man, should be picking all the losers. Shout out to Shug, though, man.
Those are my picks, too. I
don't know. Y'all had to give up your eighth pick to the Pelicans yesterday. I know that hurt. That hurt. Okay, so listen. We got fans of various teams in here, including Steelers. So he's gonna troll a little bit, but it's all good, man. He's got to show confidence in his team. I tell you what, I feel good playing against Mr. Trubisky. Okay. And
gonna be playing
and Kenny Small Hands Pickett.
Okay.
But yeah, look, it depends. Like the Ravens are always going to be a competitive team with Lamar Jackson, a protected Lamar Jackson, and it looks like the O-line will be much improved. We have to see how Ronnie Stanley bounces back. That's going to be a big part of it. But even if he's not 100% out the gate, which I don't know if he will be, I think we'll be able to manage because we don't have Villanueva out there, right? We tried to tell you guys last year Villanueva was not it before a season. We found out immediately. You talk about instant regret. That was instant regret. but we don't have a Villanueva type of player out there now. Bringing in Morgan Moses to man that right side will help. Drafting Tyler Linderbaum, again, it's projection. We haven't seen him play yet, but I feel really good about that player. So I think I think the O-line will be solid, and once Ryan Stanley gets fully up to speed, we could potentially have a wall there, right? So that's key. Now, obviously, we talk about all the time that the wide receiver position is weak, and like you can feel how you want to feel about it, but they are unproven. That's just a fact. So no, I don't feel comfortable about that. But the defense, we invested in the defense. Obviously we just drafted that safety from Notre Dame, Hamilton. So we get Marlon Humphrey back, we get Peters back. It should be a very strong secondary. So we're gonna win games. That's not the question, right? But the question is, let me bring up some of these teams though. Here's what bothers me. All right. You look at week 2, Miami just got Tyreek Hill, okay, and they're already a competitive team. They got a brand new coach who I think might be a pretty good coach, man. He might be a pretty good coach. We'll see. They're dangerous. Honestly, the Pats, I'm not feeling Mac Jones. I think he's whack. I don't care. I see you, Suge. I got you in 1 second, Suge. I got you in 1 second. So I think that's a win for sure. Jets, I didn't even talk about the Jets because that's a win. Buffalo, obviously, they're dangerous. Bengals, obviously, they're dangerous. And they fixed the O-line this year.
Yeah.
Right. New York, I feel pretty confident about New York. Sorry, Ferris and Brandon. The Browns, we'll see what's going on with Deshaun Watson's case. That's the thing right there. If Deshaun Watson isn't suspended, that's gonna be a problem. Him and Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb. Right. I mean, I say we can't beat them. We got Lamar Jackson, but they're already a stacked team, and they got it's just night and day with their quarterback situation now. All right. OTR Brandon says Junior just said Uncle Jose looks like Kenny Smith without the glasses. Hey, I'll take it. I just need a big boy to run to, a little big screen to run to, so I can get up and just run over there to it. Obviously, Tampa is dangerous, even though Tom Brady's 50. So those are the ones that kind of bother me. But we're a good team. If we're gonna be competitive, you gotta be able to beat some of those teams. Obviously, not gonna beat all those teams, right? But yeah, we're gonna have a winning record. That's not my issue. My issue is postseason. Lamar gonna stay healthy. We protect him. We make it to the postseason. That's not a problem. What happens when we get to the postseason when we have to play all these other teams that are stacked up? Denver's stacked up now, man. Like you got Russell Wilson. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, we're gonna put this defense to the test. I know that, but okay. B, give us your thoughts real quick before you give a record, and we'll get into early and reckless prediction as soon as you give your thoughts on the schedule real quick.
Yeah, I see 2 stretches that are going to be really problematic for Baltimore. You kind of mentioned them, weeks 2 through 5, where you got Miami, New England, Buffalo, Cincinnati all in a row. And then weeks 13 till the end of the season. I know Atlanta's in there, but it's Denver, Pittsburgh twice, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Those are all really tough games. And that's the kind of thing where, you can get on a slide and it can wreck your season, or you can get hot and it can save your season, right? So you kind of have to see how they're looking going into those weeks. But I mean, I think overall it's a pretty tough schedule.
I think
there's not a lot of down weeks. Like I said, the Jets, you've got the Giants in there. You got Carolina, which should or could be a down week depending on how Matt Corral plays. But even a team like Jacksonville, they've done a lot of work on that roster, and they've got a brand new coach. You would expect Trevor Lawrence to be much better in year 2. So they don't have a lot of gimmies on the roster. I think it's going to be a very tough season, and we kind of knew this, even, just after the end of the regular season, once all the moves started, the AFC was really, really stacking up, and it was going to be an extremely tough conference for everyone.
All right. Let me read this comment from Suge real quick, man. And shout out to Suge, man. Appreciate the tips, man. Suge says, small hands about to throw all over that D Remember, Ray Lewis isn't walking through that door. That's true. Terrell Suggs ain't walking through that door. True. Ed Reed ain't walking through that door. That's
yes,
why,
he is. His name's Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, that's why I like Brodny more, Jose. Hey, you know what? You know what? I like Christian Bale more. How about that? No, we don't need them to be that. This ain't that type of league anymore. Tell you what, we have Lamar Jackson. All right, It's ain't walking through that door. Kyle Bowler ain't walking through that door.
Kyle Bowler.
Trent Dilfer ain't walking through that door. All right. So
but you know who is walking through that door? Dan Marino Part 2. So
yeah,
it's gonna be tough.
He came from Pitt. Yeah. Did Dan Marino have small hands?
I mean, I don't know. Don't matter. It don't matter.
What's up, Keelan, man? Thanks for coming through. He says this was supposed to be a 4th place schedule, and the only
you gotta be kidding me, Keelan.
Give me games or the only give me games were Panthers, Falcons, Jets, and Giants.
Led with the Panthers.
You know, look, there's a lot of movement this offseason, you know. Shout out to Living Legend. He says Ravens need to be healthy for that stretch. And Living Legend, we haven't forgot about you, man. We gotta reach out to you because we got a shirt for you, my friend.
Yes.
Yes, they need to be healthy. That's key. They need to be healthy or healthier than they've been. I'm not worried about it. Right. Like I say, I'm nervous about parts of the schedule. That's because I look at those teams. I'm like, they're really good. You know, how are we going to stack up? But we're going to find out exactly what kind of team we are. We're going to find out. If we're good, I ain't afraid to play tough teams. Right. Because look, some of these teams we're going to look at and we're going to say, man, they look really good and they're going to get exposed a little bit. Right. Some of them we might sleep on and find out they're a lot better than we realize. It's fine. But if you're going to the season with what you have and saying, hey, we can win. You know, I see a lot of chirping. I see a lot of, you gotta let these guys cook. You gotta let them cook. I see Rashad Bateman, saying, hey, y'all talking too much. We can absolutely win. All right, young man. All right. I won't be that guy. All right. Look, you're talking right now. Right. Like we'll see. We'll see. I have a lot of faith in him. I think he can do it. But as a unit, all right, man, we're going to find out, but yeah, that's fine. Now, in terms of predictions, all right, look, shout out to my man, Nitro. Nitro says 13 is the floor, 17 is the future. On to battle. You're not talking about wins, are you? 13, that's okay. 17, we're not winning every single game. That's not happening. Even if we are good enough to win 17 games, they're not going to let Lamar play all 17 games. And, we ain't winning without him in the lineup. Roxa says, Coach on Sip to Tally, and shout out to Coach Evans on Sip to Tally Films, had a great blame game series on Raven sacks in 2021. And one thing he said, which I agree with, trading Hollywood is going to do the Ravens wide receiver core good. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. Look, we got a look. We were a bad O-line. I know people will always break down, especially us as fans, because we scrutinize this team. But we'll break down every time Lamar does something wrong and say, "Oh, well, he's got to do better," right? But that's every single quarterback in the league makes the same kind of mistakes. Like no quarterback is perfect, but we're asking our quarterback to be perfect to compensate for the lack of talent everywhere else. And losing a talent like Hollywood, you can feel what you want to feel about Hollywood. The only other wide receiver that's as talented, could possibly be more talented, is Rashad Bateman. So other guys aren't more talented than Hollywood, right? I mean, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here about Prochet, but look, he is what he is, right? Even the ones that pound the table for him don't believe he's a 1,000-yard wide receiver. Yeah. So that's just what it is. Nobody even talks about Duvernay anymore, right? And that's the one I think they feel stronger about. And of course, Tylan Wallace, like these guys. Nah, if they do blow up, we got lucky. But you can't expect guys like that to really to really blow up this team.
When Hollywood catches 12 touchdowns this year, this fan base is gonna be so mad.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna change. Like
It's
all of
gonna
that,
happen.
we couldn't wait to get rid of Hollywood. Is gonna be like, we're so dumb. Why did we trade Hollywood? So
It's
it's
just, yeah, it's the same thing with edge rusher, right?
Yeah.
Every year we need edge rusher, we need edge rusher, we need edge rusher. Every time we let edge rusher go, boom, double digit sacks, just like that. Immediately upon leaving. Wasn't a player, it's a system. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Let's see. Nitro says LBT believe in our warriors, for they will trample the opposition. Yeah. All right, Nitro. Listen, man. Look. Um, I believe. Look, I believe this team. All right, let me give you my prediction. I'm going to say we go 12-5. 12-5. That's solid. That might be may or may not be enough to win a division. Right, 5 losses seems like a lot, but look, it's an extra game. That's the equivalent to 11-6. I think that's solid. We do more than that, great. We do less than that, fine. So make the playoffs. Look, we'll see. I have my doubts about the team right now. I'm not all down on it, but there's a lot of new pieces, man. The wide receiver core that you see right now isn't what we're going to go into the season with. So that's why I don't even like arguing about the wide receiver core. We're going to pick up Julio Jones or somebody else like that. But that's even still, I'm going to be like, we got to see how he looks. We have to see how our secondary looks with Kyle Hamilton, right? Because Chuck will be gone by then. So does he hold up, right? Does Travis Jones can he come in and contribute like we think he can? Because we're gonna need it. The interior D line is gonna need that. Edge rusher. It's funny because everybody said we needed edge rusher when we tweeted out, "Hey, edge rusher isn't a need for this team." Everybody jumped down our throats about it. We didn't get an edge rusher, So are you okay with that? I'm okay with that. I think they're gonna be fine. But these guys there's a lot of players that have to step up. So if it's Prochet, he's got to step up. If it's Wallace, he's got to step up. We need Owe to step up. Right? 5 sacks ain't enough. It's just not enough. Like he's gonna have to step up. Tyus Bowser, and he came on at the end of last year. I expect him to step up. I feel really good about Tyus Bowser. We need to see what Dalen Hayes can do. So that's why I'm not going all in on a team, but I do feel good. I do feel good about the team. Kimberly Harmon says 14-2. Kimberly, there is one more game this year, so it's 17 games. So it's either gotta be 15-2 or 14-3. Mr. J says 12-5 and repeat 2019. Oh man. Okay.
This is the thing that I kind of wanted to point out with Roxanne saying that Lamar would be spreading the ball around, not trying to force it to Hollywood. Keelan saying Marquise, Sammy, and Bateman all got targets last season. The reason why Prochet, Duvernay, and Wallace didn't get a lot of targets? Because Lamar knows they aren't that good, man. and that's the thing. Like, just saying, hey, he's forcing the ball to Hollywood, take away Hollywood. It's not gonna solve anything. He's forcing the ball. Like, Hollywood didn't even lead the team in targets. That was Mark Andrews. He forces the ball to those two because they don't have any other options in the passing game, and now you took away one of them. So he's going to be forcing the ball even more to Mark Andrews. You kind of hope you're hoping at this point that Duvernay and Wallace and Prochet will step up, and Isaiah or likely will have some kind of an effect as a rookie. I think it's a long shot. I think it's it's a bad plan. I'll put it that way. Anything can happen, right? Anybody can step up. You've seen surprise players before. It's a very bad plan to go into an NFL season in which you are trying to compete for a championship with 0 proven players at one of the position groups.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
But I was going to, just in terms of my prediction, with the way the roster is right now, I'm inclined to say 9-8, but I think I'm going to give them the Lamar bump to 10-7. I don't think it's going to be a dominant year. I think that the AFC is too good for that, and I think that Baltimore has too much of a weakness in that wide receiver core to go out there and run off, 13, 14, 15 wins. And it's going to be a struggle. They're in arguably the best division in the league with Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. And you can argue the second best division in the league is right next door with Kansas City, Denver, the Raiders, they improved a lot, and the Chargers. So I think it's going to be going to be a season long struggle. I think they come out with probably, like I said, 10 wins, and we'll see if that's good enough to make it.
So look, there's a few people that agree with you, man. Ravens online on Gatekeeper says 10-7. Yolanda B says 11-6. You know, that's close. You know, Raven Ross says 10-7.
Mhm.
Right. And also he says Dalen Hayes, wait, Wolf. Well, I don't think Wolf's gonna be a part of the team. I think he's gonna get he's gonna get a what do you call it? A medical release or whatever, medically bought out or whatever they call it. But Wolf, Matabike all had to step up. The key is a pass rush that didn't exist last year. Yes, they had to step up. They had there's a lot of players that had to step up. That's why I'm a little iffy on it. Now I want to address this from Rock and then Mike, I'm gonna let you make your prediction here. He says Lamar was neglecting open dudes, trying to force feed Hollywood. Hate to say it. Okay, well Lamar missed 6 games. So what happened to these guys after he went out?
And again, Rock, the question is, why would he do that? It's not because they're friends. Because if it was, oh well, that's my friend, I'm going to throw him the ball, then Hollywood wouldn't be gone right now, would he? You know, they went to him, told him he's going to be traded. He's fine. The reason that he's neglecting open guys and forcing the ball to Hollywood and Andrews, and I know you keep not mentioning Andrews, but he was forcing the ball to Andrews as well. The reason is because he doesn't believe in those other receivers, and they haven't given him a reason to.
Yeah. Oh, Danny doesn't agree with you. She says 10 wins. I guess that's too low for Danny. Hey,
Danny's going to come back and be like, I'm saying 5.
I said so. All right. OTR Mike, what is your prediction here?
I'm gonna say 12-5. I think they'll split the division. So that's 3 L's right there.
Mhm.
And then I think the 3 games that the 3 other L's is, well, two out of these 3 games will be L's in my opinion. You looking at the Bucks, New Orleans, and Buffalo, right? What scares me about New Orleans is, first of all, it's just a tough place to play, but it's a back-to-back with the Bucks, right? And I got a feeling this team will go through a stretch where they lose two in a row or something like that. So I'm looking at that stretch right there, and then the Buffalo game. I think we get in Buffalo early in the season, which is a good thing. They're coming to us, which is a good thing. Depending on how we start, right? If we're looking like how we started last year, then I think we can, I won't be so much worried about that game. But that game is all. I mean, we already know without saying it's going to be a tough game. So I'm gonna go 12-5, split in the division, and then 2 of those 3 games I just named will be L's for them.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and I'm going to respond to a couple of comments here. Devon says, hey, there's a reason you're open. Yeah, and sometimes that's because you can beat coverage, and sometimes it's because the coverage don't care about you. And in James Prochet's case, that was the case. On the biggest play of his career, the 30-some yard reception against Denver, they straight up didn't cover him.
Yeah.
They just said, whatever, do what you will, James.
You know why they were cool with that? He scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
All right, it's a big game, but we know we'll catch him. That's what it is, right? We'll catch him.
And here's the thing, King. Okay, that's fine. The receivers were worse in 2019, and Mark was worse. Lamar will eat with these receivers. That's cool. That 2019 team went to the playoffs and scored 12 points. What do you think that these wide receivers are going to do in the playoffs if they get there? Because you know what else was worse in 2019? The rest of the conference. It is a much better conference today than it was in 2019.
Also, we had one of the best O-lines we've ever had. Like this O-line now isn't the O-line that we had in 2019.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't have two all-pro tackles.
We'll see on the defense, because the defense was a top defense in the league in 2019. You're kind of hoping that they get back to that, but they were one of the worst defenses last year.
Yeah, but that's why, like I said, I'm not too down, I'm not too high on them right now. Look, it's early. It's that's why it's early in reckless prediction, right? Because we have to see how they shape out. But there's a lot of question marks. There aren't any. 2019 wasn't a sure thing either. If we're being real, we relied on a lot of young players, but ultimately that's why we fizzled out, because we're relying on guys that don't have that experience, just don't have that expertise to get us through the playoffs. And if we stick with this group, it's going to be a similar situation. And we're playing against, to B's point, we're playing against teams that are stacked up, not with just good veterans, with stars. All right, they're not playing around. So I still think we're gonna make another move. I feel like we're gonna make another move. I think they're still trying to get a trade done. But if not, at the very least, I think like a Julio Jones type of person or Will Fuller will come in as that number 2 wide receiver. And that'll help. I still won't feel great about it, but that'll help. All right. And shout out to Sterling, man. Sterling is in the house. He said, I would say our old line is okay. Yeah, look, I mean, we gotta see. We gotta wait and see. Right.
So I don't know if you guys seen this earlier, but according to ESPN Football Power Index, the Ravens are projected to finish second in this division.
Okay.
Projected, I should say. Browns have a 30, according to the Power Index, the Browns have a 35.2% chance to win the division. Ravens 31.8, the Bengals 24.4, and the Steelers, sorry, Shug, 8.6, according to ESPN's Power Index. Now, seeing the Bengals at third and at 24% coming off of a Super Bowl, and they clearly, I feel like they improved this offseason so far. Yeah, I was surprised to see that. So just to put that out there, that's what the projections are right now.